morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to have a look at the most valuable cards that are coming around in Ruler of the Black Flame. Although I say Ruler of the Black Flame, do bear in mind that the Secret Rares are basically the same between Ruler of the Black Flame and Obsidian Flames, and that means that basically, yeah, these are going to be at least arguably likely to be, there we go, the most expensive cards on Obsidian Flames. Although I am tracking those prices, I will bring them to you very soon, don't you worry. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we need to have a chat about the most expensive cards from Ruler of the Black Flame. The set has been out properly for over the weekend at least, so we can have a good old gander. And coming in at number 11, maybe my favourite card in the set, Gold ARTAZON, which comes in at 2,980 yen. Frankly, I think this is a card that deserves to be on the list. I think this is one of the best cards in the set. And I love these gold Kato stadiums. There's a Lechonk just kind of peeking out, doing his thing. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't one of the top 10 most expensive cards in the set. It comes in at 2,980 yen, which can we all just... This is number 11 in the set, and it's that cheap already. That's a bit ridiculous. You're talking somewhere in the region of $21 or around about £16. Yeah, if I see this for sale for £16 in a Japanese card shop, and I'll be going to a lot of Japanese card shops over worlds, I'm picking this up in a heartbeat, because I've got the English version, and they can be friends, and that will be lovely. But starting off the top 10 list properly, in at number 10, we got Full Art Geeta, which is coming in at 3,280 yen. So you're talking just shy of £18 and about $23, which is cool. This is, it's Geeta, right? And Geeta is a pretty cool card. I expect us to see a little bit of play here and there. Certainly a card I'm going to be playing around with. It's one that lets you search your deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon. And it doesn't end your turn, but it does say you can't attack, but you can still then use something else that would end your turn instead. Love it. This is the full art version. Obviously, the special illustration rare is coming up later on, but this is cool. Speaking of cool, you'll get that in a second. Ice Cube, the special illustration rare, coming in at 3,480 yen. So this is just over $24 or almost exactly £19. Tiny bit of rounding to make it easier. Except the £19, that is literally £19 and 1 penny. And I know this art is divisive for a lot of people. I know not everybody is a huge fan of this artwork. I understand it. It makes perfect sense to me. I just think it's brilliant. I like this. And look, Ice Cube is one of my favorite Generation 8 Pokemon. I had the exclusive English language reveal of Ice Cube EX. I'm sorry, I'm still delighted about that. So look, I love this card. Not everyone loves the artwork, but I really like the free water energy, 160, discard 1, and your opponent or the defending Pokemon can't attack next turn. I like the artwork personally, but again, I'm biased, so I wouldn't necessarily believe me on that one. I do like it, but that doesn't mean everyone's going to. Point is, this is another card that for the price is just seeming like an absolute bargain. Now, in at number 8, we've got the full art of Poppy at 4,280 yen. So this one, you're talking it coming in at dead on $30 or about £23. Basically, people like Poppy more than Geeta. There is actually another example of that. We'll see that in a minute. But yes, the special illustration rare Poppy is ahead of Geeta as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Poppy lets you move up to 2 energy from one of your Pokemon to another. And although I like this card personally, I keep comparing it to Lucian's Assignment, which is a card I had a lot of fun with back in the Gen 4 era. I don't think most people would actually think Poppy's a better card than Geeta. Geeta is the better card, but this is one of those things where people have basically decided that Poppy is a cooler character, and hence the Poppy cards are more expensive. But weirdly, in at number 7, we've got ORTEGA, the full art thereof, at 4,780 yen. Remember, ORTEGA does not have a special illustration rare, which is slightly surprising to me, the fact this is above Poppy, because the female supporters always end up winning. Well, here, Ortega says your opponent reveals their hand, you choose a card, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then if you did that, they get to draw a card. This one seems too high for me right now. I'm not aware that Ortega is some, really popular character compared to the others. And certainly I don't think the card is that much more playable. I mean, I think Geeta's a way better card here. And actually, as I bring this to you, I'm getting the prices off of Card Rush, and it's actually, at least when I started recording this video, it was sold out. Yeah, it still is. As I record right now, this is still sold out. I don't really understand why Ortega is so expensive, unless it's just a bunch of control players out there pushing the price up. Sorry. Another card that not everybody loves the art of is PIDGEOT, and this is coming in at 5,480 yen in at number 6. And 5,480 yen means that we are coming in here at somewhere in the region of $38 or £30. And this is kind of an interesting one, because when I showed the video off, I said I quite like the artwork of PIDGEOT, the whole PIDGEOT line, and a bunch of people are like, you're wrong, the art's terrible. Which is a weird thing to say about art, which is inherently subjective. That's just weird. Some people like it, some people don't. But all I'm saying here is, this is jumping up quite nicely. In terms of special illustration rare Pokemon, there's only one higher, and it's pretty obvious which one it is. I will, however, say that PIDGEOT's got the ability that lets you search for any card. So obviously, playability-wise, I know an awful lot of people are awfully excited to get PIDGEOT actually into their deck. So that may well help to explain why this card is so high. Now, the top 5 is dominated by Charizard cards, as you might expect. In at number 5, we've got Full Art Charizard at 7,980 yen. Obviously, in terms of the kind of special versions, this is the lowest one. We've got $56 or £44. And this was weird, because there were some people that said, because we're getting a special illustration rare, we might not be getting a full art. I said at the time that was silly. It was proven, of course, to be silly. The card's on the screen. It's right there. And the interesting thing is that actually this Charizard could be good. There are serious players I've seen on social media that I can't tell you they're thinking about playing it at huge tournaments next year, but I can tell you they're at least taking it seriously enough to test. Now, Charizard EX has got an ability that when you evolve into it, you search your deck for 3 basic fire, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, and then for 2 fire, you do 180 plus 30 more for each prize card your opponent has already taken. It is potentially, at least, an extremely good card. It is, however, a stage 2. You do need to watch that. But this is, by a bit of a margin, honestly, by quite a large margin, the cheapest of the free Charizard. It's all uphill from here. And if you've been following the set, honestly, you could guess the top 4. So in at number 4, we've got the special illustration rare of Geeta, and that is coming in at 11,800 yen. And 11,800 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region of $83 or £64. It's starting to jump up. Once again, I think Geeta is a really good card. Huge fan of Geeta as a card, and the options that it kind of opens up for weirder decks. Absolutely adore it from a deck building standpoint. Once again, it's clearly lower than the card we're going to talk about in a moment, which is Poppy. And the special illustration rare of Poppy comes in a little bit higher at 14,800 yen, almost exactly 25% higher. And just like I told you a moment ago, doesn't really make a huge amount of sense other than the character is more popular. This is $104 or £81. Although I will say, I did get this card in English, which I'm delighted about, because I love the artwork here. Just chilling on a Copperaja. Yes, that makes me very, very happy indeed. I love this. This is awesome. But the fact that Poppy cards, both of them are ahead of Geeta, really just tells you Poppy is more popular. Now, in at number 2, we've quite obviously got the gold Charizard card. This is coming in at 17,800 yen, so another 3,000 yen jump. And you're talking here about $125 or 97 British pounds. It's gold Charizard. Charizard is cool. We've said it might be playable. Now we got the gold version of it. No, it's not the best card. Obviously, the best version of this card is at number 1. But this is still a very cool version. and at the end of the day, it's still a Charizard. And then obviously number one is by a huge country mile is Special Illustration Rare Charizard, which comes in at 52,800 yen. Yeah. Not quite treble number two. Honestly, not a million miles away. This is number one by a gigantic margin. Here we're talking somewhere in the region of $370 or £290. And yeah, I get it. I mean, at least with this one, we've got the wonderful Akira Igawa artwork. This is not your ordinary computer-generated full art or any of that. This is a proper Special Illustration Rare. It's got artwork by the amazing Akira Igawa. I am absolutely in love with this card. Hopefully you saw my opening of my booster box for Obsidian Flames. If you haven't, it's linked in the description. Go check it out now. But yeah, I pulled this in English, and I'm delighted because it is just one of the most beautiful cards. It is an absolutely ridiculous, stunning, brokenly excellent card. I don't think I'm actually going to be paying this much money for the Japanese version, as much as I'd love to. If I walk into a Japanese card shop and I see this for sale for £290, no! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I have better things to spend my Japan funds on. But it's still a card, and I can admire the artwork in English, well, with the English writing, and that makes me very happy. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the most expensive cards from Rule of the Black Flame, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Jelena Renji, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.